Hey, what is Chambers of My Heart? What is that?
Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Kill if you prefer, so I'm back with another video. This is not going to be a happy one. Yes, I did change my layout. It was past due for an upgrade. Hopefully you guys like it. A little bit of animation. Anyway, cutting right to the point, I came across another story. I have no personal dealings with any of the parties involved. I was just horrified about what is going on, and for me, because of stuff that I have seen with the Save James case, stuff I am seeing with the Martin case from the DO5 in real time, it's not really hard for me to believe that what I'm about ready to show you is going on right now. The story I came across is called Justice for Jamey, and I'm going to read you the timeline of events here. And yeah, I'm just, oh my gosh. Forgive me if I butcher this last name. I do not know how to pronounce it. Jamey D. Demencio, a 47-year-old father and production designer in the Nashville film industry, was convicted in November 2023 of sexual assault against his ex-wife during their contentious divorce and custody proceedings. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison without the possibility of parole in April of 2024, despite maintaining his innocence and significant evidence casting doubt on the charges. The case has left Jamey incarcerated, separate from his children, and fighting to clear his name. And from what I've come to understand, because I'm sure it'll cover it, this man has been forced to lose his house or sell his house, all of his assets. The gist of the story, just to kind of summarize it, is that his ex-wife is a lawyer, was caught in an affair with one of her clients, and the way that the husband, Jamey, found out, who is now ex-husband, was that he took an iPad that his 4-year-old had, some sort of tablet device, and there were messages between the ex-wife and one of her clients that she was having an affair with. And so, if you guys are familiar with how custody cases work, like if you've had an intimate look at Save James, or anything similar, you'll know that the justice system is a spider web. So-and-so is buddies with this person or owes this person a favor. Excuse the noise, my cat's being a little noisy. Anyway, with that being said, so you guys know how this stuff works, and this is exactly, it didn't take long for me to kind of understand what was going on. It's like, yeah, you know what, that's not surprising. I've seen this in real time, and I'm seeing this in real time again. So, yay for our justice system. And it's not all bad, but there's enough corruption to where a lot of people don't trust it. I don't trust a whole lot of it myself. I've seen it twisted the other way, where they try to lock away innocent people. Anyway, long story short, the ex-wife, who is a practicing lawyer, didn't want her affair to exposed, or even want evidence to come out, because hopefully this covers it in here, to where Jamey was blocked from showing evidence of his wife's affair and the inconsistencies of her story. So yeah, let's read, because this is why a lot of guys are checking out. This is why you see stuff from like Jeff Younger or other men going, men do not marry, because of this garbage right here. And let me also point out the fact that the court that locked Jamey up is the same court system that his ex-wife, who's a lawyer, practices in. Excuse the noise. There's nothing I can do about him. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's read. Let's see. I read this. Okay, background in marriage. September 27th, 2015, Jamey and his ex are married after dating on and off since 2011. She was a practicing divorce attorney. It just continues to get better. In Williamson County, Tennessee, 2015 through 2017, the marriage faced struggles, with Jamey expressing concerns about his ex-wife's close relationships with other men. She denied wrongdoing, dismissing Jamey as jealous and controlling, which she later used as part of her narrative in court. April 2017, the couple had a daughter, daughter, and Jamey became a devoted father to both her and his son from a prior relationship. Marriage breakdown and legal battles. January 2021, Jamey discovered flirtatious messages between his then wife and one of her clients on an iPad their daughter frequently used, and the daughter was 4 years old. His ex again denied any impropriety, accusing Jamey of paranoia shortly after she filed for divorce. August 2021, the couple continued living together amidst escalating tensions. The alleged assault. August 14th, 2021, Jamey and his then wife spent the evening together at home where they drank a glass of wine, watched TV, and later had sex. Jamey maintains the act was consensual and there was no testimony from either party that she did not consent in the word of action. Her claim is that because she had taken Ambien, a prescription she had taken throughout their entire message, she could not consent. We're going to use... I didn't read through all the details of this. Oh my gosh. And is also why she did not resist the encounter. However, she later gave a detailed account of the entire event, went into the bathroom afterwards, and got back into bed with Jamey sleeping throughout the night. So... I hate this argument. I will tell you a quick little story, because I'm going to see what this is, because I have no idea what this drug is. But I will tell you a story. The one case I got assigned for jury duty, sorry you can't quite see this properly, had to do with consent being given while this woman was blackout drunk or drunk enough, and she accused the guy of rape, and the guy had a charge back in 2009 of sexual assault with a minor, so he was on the registry. So yeah, fun case, and thankfully I got thrown out of there because hearing all that for a week, I would have lost my Pop-Tart. Anyway, Ambien is a prescription sedative hypnotic medication used for the short-term treatment of insomnia, helping people fall asleep faster by slowing brain activity. It's a Z drug that mimics benzodiazepines and comes in immediate release Ambien and extended release Ambien CR forms of falling asleep and staying asleep, respectively, but carries risk of dependence, addiction, complex sleep behaviors like sleepwalking. Dependence, withdrawal, dosage, common side effects, headaches, drowsiness, dizziness, fatigue, diarrhea, and sinus issues. Okay, so is she trying to imply that because she was under, she had taken a sleep aid before they settled into bed that she couldn't consent even though they've been engaging in intercourse with their entire marriage? So it's one of those BS arguments. No. Anyway. Okay. August 15th, 2021, the next morning, Jamey believed that they were reconciling as they had done many times in the past in this exact fashion, even with a prior potential divorce looming. His ex-wife later claimed she did not consent to the encounter. Of course not. August 16, 2021, nearly 24 hours after the alleged assault, James' ex-wife went to the hospital and received a rape kit evaluation, later filed a police report, and then obtained an order of protection. Jamey was forced to leave the home with only a few minutes to pack a duffel bag and lost immediate access to his daughter. So... oh my gosh. Okay, so... I have seen a lot of stuff covered on Twitter, because I'm scrolling back up because I'm trying to look for detail again. Where was the stinking iPad detail? Let's see. Wrongdoing. Anyway, so, yep, okay, this was before all this. Okay, I wanted to make sure I had the timeline of events correct. So anyway, I've seen a lot of stuff covered on Twitter and YouTube by people like Emily King, Asmongold, various other clips. I don't have names of everybody, where they talk about women who cheat and expect the guy to either stay or do something else. Guys, I'm going to tell you, and this is not me blaming Jamey for his troubles, but use this as an example. If she cheats, I don't care. Toss her out. Because when a woman cheats, that's it. That's it. That goes for anybody. I don't care who it is, I including me. Get rid of them because of this right here. She turned around, stabbed him in the back about 8 months later, and is now using him trying to reconcile with her as a rape accusation. Get out if she cheats. Kick her out if she cheats. It's just no. And I understand why, a couple reasons why he didn't. You want to try to reconcile the marriage. You have a child involved. I don't know if her profession had anything to do with it. Oh my, this is why guys are walking away. This is one of those horror stories that you hear about. I mean, custody cases are enough nightmare within themselves, but then you have this added nonsense. This just freaking blows my mind and I've seen stuff with Jeff's case that I just went, y'all are getting freaking paid underneath the table. You guys are buddy. I do not blame guys for walking away. I really don't. August, let's see, I already read that. Legal complications, 2021 through 2023. Jamey faced a series of legal battles. Jamey's ex gained full custody of his daughter and significant financial settlements, filing motion after motion to take all of Jamey's assets. So this is the reason why this is believable to me, because this happened with Jeff Younger of Save James. Let me explain. So Jeff Younger, and I'm not trying to tell all his personal stuff because he's talked about this before, he has been blacklisted out of his profession of cybersecurity because when the case was back in Texas and Ann Georges had the law firm Coonsviller, they would subpoena all of his jobs. And so all of his employers went, dude, you need to go away because they're going to subpoena all of our business stuff, all of our trading secrets. We can't have you here. You're a liability. And because I've talked with him and whatnot, we've discussed this because this has been going on for years. He had our job recruiter tell him that he has been blacklisted. He is not allowed back in his profession because of Save James, because of the crap that Coonsviller and Ann Georges did. So that, and then in regards to the accusation, Ann Georges did try to Me Too Jeff Younger, and he was acquitted for this. And this is before I became attached or involved in any sort of way. So long story short, Ann Georges tried to get Jeff with assault, some sort of domestic violence, and she even tried to coach Zoe and Sydney. Zoe's her daughter, Sydney's her niece. So with that being said, she tried to coach her daughter, like, hey, yeah, tell the police all this stuff. And this happened in front of a very particular vehicle. And what Ann didn't know was that Jeff's girlfriend, now fiance, was in the truck watching all of this go down. So Jeff thankfully was acquitted because what Ann tried to do was an instant termination of his custody back then. So, and this is what this lady has done. I don't even know this lady's name, the ex-wife. I don't even care. I really don't care. The only thing that I would care about is making sure if I was in her area to avoid her law firm like the plague. That's the reason why I cared about her name. But otherwise that, I don't care. But yeah, it happened to Jeff Younger. So for me, when I went through, kind of skimmed through this, I went, you know what? With all the crap I've seen, just with one custody case, and seeing something kind of happen in real time with the Martins from DO5, and hearing other stories and testimonies and videos and stuff over the years, this is not hard to believe. So let's continue reading. The court ordered Jamey to sell the marital home. His ex-wife changed the paperwork to have the $585,000 check sent directly to her law office. After Jamey was taken into custody, his ex filed an order to disperse $53,000 to pay off her credit card debts. Oh my gosh. In order to disperse additional assets from the sale of the home for child support while in jail, and he is still required to pay $4,320 per month while having no custody of his daughter. Evidence pointing to Jamey's ex-wife's affair with her client was excluded from court because, of course it was. That is a favor being done to her. Like I said, I have found out through watching Jeff's case and then just watching some of the stuff with our court system overall, it is a spider web. That's even going on. I'm not going to say anything with the Martins in regards to DO5, what's going on with Jade Martin, but that is to an extent what's going on. And I will say no more because we're not doing that. Anyway, oh my gosh, this evidence could have undermined her credibility and established a motive for her to fabricate her narrative. DNA testing on the rape kit revealed the presence of DNA from two men. Jamey's attorney was forbidden to address this in court as the judge deemed it overly prejudicial towards his ex-wife. Again, favor. I hate this. So here's the thing, not to take away from what we're going over. I've had people tell me to my face, a couple people, that I should be a lawyer because of how detail-oriented I am. And once I learn how a process or something works in regards to policy or whatnot, I could turn around and use it and say whether or not it works. And I told these people, no, you cannot pay me enough to go into that profession because of the spider webs. And so even with Logan O'Donnell of Save James, was in the thick with somebody, from what my speculation is, because he refused to do certain things that Jeff needed him to do. And what you're also going to find out, too, is that Jamey's defense attorney didn't do some of the stuff that they should. I don't know who the law firm is. I don't care. Weak attorney. They're more than likely friends with his freaky cabal, too. So it's not surprising. I want nothing to do with this profession. Most of it's freaking dirty. Most of these guys are friends with each other. It's theater. It's court theater. Don't care for it. Let's continue. Sexual assault examination revealed no struggle, no signs of force. Judges presiding over both the divorce and the criminal cases had connections to Jamey's ex because, of course, they did. He was in the same court system. Raising concerns about impartiality. Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. Duh. But we know, of course, with everything else, we're going to overlook it because, favor, you're my friend. You've been in my court system before. It's the same freaking BS. Jamey asked the case to be moved out of Williamson County, but he was advised by his legal counsel that this might upset the judge and would not be wise. This is your freaking defense attorney being weak and having a string attached in this crap, because any lawyer with any moral scruples would have said, screw the judge, we're going to try to get this out because this is garbage. Your defense lawyer is garbage. Oh my gosh. Because here's the thing, the judge is already not going to do anything for Jamey. We've already seen a connection, a conflict of interest. I'm sorry. Reading this is upsetting because then I have seen so much stuff with Jeff's. The few physical times I have seen him, the court documents that we have gone over the past. Oh, your lawyer sucks, dude. Oh my gosh, your lawyer sucks. So tired of cowardly people, man. This is one of the reasons why Jeff's case did not go the way it was supposed to in the court, because he dealt with weak-ass people. Oh, and it's not his fault. It's why he stopped messing with lawyers to begin with. Anyway, I'm sorry. Golly, this stuff pisses me off so freaking bad. Okay, let's continue. Trial and conviction. November 13th through the 15th, 2023, Jamey's criminal trial took place in Williamson County, the same jurisdiction where his ex-wife practiced law. The jury deliberated for 3.5 hours and convicted Jamey on all 4 counts of rape, all stemming from the singular alleged assault due to her claims of impairment from her medication. See, that is stupid. Oh, stupid people. So here's the thing with jury duty. Anybody who has not had the pleasure of serving on the jury, it depends. So they ask you a set of questions, and they look for certain professions. They, like on mine, I was asked what profession I was in at this time, what my interests were, what I watched, some of the stuff that I believed, and whatever. And they look for particular people for certain cases. So for me, I spent most of the day at the courthouse, and I'm like, oh, and I still wasn't caught yet. So I'm like, what is going on? And so I found out, as I told you about the case, that I thankfully got kicked off at because I became very vocal about some stuff, doing security. I'm so glad I got kicked off that case. Anyway, so if they had been married and she'd been taking this throughout their marriage and there wasn't an issue then, and it's suddenly an issue now, no, that is the ex-wife looking for a way to lock this guy up to make Jamey go away because he outed what she did. So, okay, but stupid jury, so they particularly picked out certain people. And when you are being interviewed, like when you get into, say, the courtroom, you have the judge, you have the defense, you have the prosecution. So for me, I got stuck in the jury box because I was getting looked at as a potential juror. Thank God that did not happen. I cannot express that enough. Anyway, though, so they get asked a set of questions. All the jurors do. And depending on how the jury answers, the potential jury, they go to the judge later and go, no, get these people out of here. Get this person, get them out now. So I don't know who got all on the jury of my particular case. I know it wasn't me. I actually had a few people say, oh, well, you're going to get selected. And then because I kicked all the jury potential jurors out, and I got told, like, no, get out of here. So I'm like, not surprising. Anyway, but yeah, no. Jury was either stupid, just they had to have asked particular questions for this jury. I'm assuming one of the questions might have been, hey, do you believe in consent when somebody's intoxicated under the influence? That had been one of the questions. I'm betting money, something similar along those lines. Anyway, let's continue. Jamey's defense team failed to call witnesses or present key evidence, including inconsistencies in Jamey's ex-wife's claims, because their defense attorney is being told not to do certain things. I cannot express this enough. The defense attorney is garbage. Is freaking garbage. Oh my gosh, the whole profession, tainted. Just freaking tainted. There are good lawyers out there. Like you have cases like with Kyle Rittenhouse. His defense attorney was awesome. I don't remember who it was. You have the defense attorney for Johnny Depp. She was cool. I don't know how her other cases go, though. A lot of these lawyers and judges are in bed with each other. That's figuratively, not physically. I know one of the examples of Jeff's case is that Coon Spiller, the higher ups of Coon Spiller, was one of the some of the big top donors to Judge Mary Brown's campaign. So, yeah, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? When you start to see this stuff, it really it's depressing. I can't even, it's depressing. The court barred references to the ongoing divorce, final disputes, and Jamey's ex-wife's motives, because of course they did, because, if you brought those up to the jury's going to go, oh, wait a minute, what? So, April 19, 2024, Jamey was sentenced to 10 years in prison without parole, an unusually harsh sentence for someone with no prior criminal record. So this is somebody, criminal record. My mouth doesn't want to work. The judge is doing the ex-wife a favor. Or the prosecution is friends with the ex-wife who they've practiced together or something. Again, this is all speculation. Speculation! Wouldn't be surprised though. And so somebody's buddies, or they're all three friends with each other, and defense lawyer has some sort of string in it because they're not doing what they need to. There's been a couple things where I'm like, oh, yep, defense attorney's not going to do what they're supposed to, and I'm already, just like Logan O'Donnell. It's one of the reasons why Jeff fired him, because he wasn't doing everything that he was supposed to, and he wasn't filing everything that he was supposed to either. So, like I said, lawyers are dirty. At the sentencing hearing, Jamey's ex sat in the front row with her new fiancé, the same man she had previously claimed not to be in a relationship with. They are now married. Oh, oh my gosh. The same. Oh, so similar stuff happened with Jeff, except for Ann Georgelis on the same day, September. When was this hearing? I want to say September 1st of 2023. It's either 2023 or 2024, where she told Judge May Brown this was a flat-out lie, that she was not trying to move to California, and that she was not, taking her business there, when in that exact same day she had registered to practice as a pediatrician in the state of California. And we have this person bringing her new fiance. Yep, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I'm gonna say something really bad. No, we're moving on. Jamey's conviction has devastated his family, leaving him estranged from his 7-year-old daughter and apart from his teenage son. Supporters, including friends, family, and colleagues, have raised critical questions. Why wasn't the trial moved out of Wilson County given his ex-wife's connections there? It's because her connections are there. Anybody who has seen other custody cases know that these people do each other favors. Again, the only thing I'm going to say about the Martins in regards to Jake Martin, that is what's happening right now. That is all I'm going to say. Because what is going on with that young man, and it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, moving on. Why was key evidence such as his ex-wife's affair and DNA results excluded? Because it would have destroyed the narrative. That is why. Again, favors. Why didn't Jamey's attorney call witnesses or present a more robust defense? Because the defense attorney is a part of it. He's friends, she's friends, whoever the F this person is friends with somebody in that court system and is being told not to do certain things and to make their defense weak to keep his defendant in jail. That is why that is like cut and dry. Why was Jamey's ex allowed to retain full custody despite the questionable circumstances? Again, it's about money, it's about favors, reputation. The court system does not want to look bad, and the wife is part of that court system especially. So the people who are asking these questions have not seen other stuff. And this is where people's innocence gets destroyed, and it's an ugly thing when it happens because you're led to believe that your court system is there for you, that they're going to serve true justice. What a joke. Ongoing efforts. Jamey's legal team has filed an appeal citing judicial bias, procedure errors, and the exclusion of critical evidence. Supporters continue to rally behind him, calling for a fair review of his case and raising awareness of what they see as a miscarriage of justice. It's not just that. This is a woman who got caught in an affair, Me Too'd this guy no less, and then had everything stripped from him out of full effing spite. It's more than just a miscarriage of justice. This speaks to a much, much bigger problem going on, and this is why guys are walking away. This is exactly why guys go, nope, or people or guys who divorce get like, yeah, no, you go over there, get away from me, stay away from me. Jamey, a highly respected figure in his community and a loving father, remains hopeful for a resolution that will restore his freedom and unite him with his children. Note, there is a lot more information about this case that we will hopefully be able to share in the future, but because of the ongoing appeals process, we must keep some of it in private until a later date. Thank you for supporting us and seeking justice for Jamey. And I completely understand that. We've had to do that with Save James. Whereas stuff we couldn't share because it was either ongoing, could affect the case, and then it's gotten to a point to where there's just not a whole lot known right now. So I completely get that. No, don't keep all that stuff private. That is exactly right. You don't want anybody interfering. You don't want stuff getting out. You want to be careful with how much you expose because it can be twisted. And I'm sure you have somebody in charge of watching the page, the community. So it is a community page. It's not like Save James where it's a what is our page? What would it be classified as? An effort page or a movement page or whatever, but it's not a community page. Not anybody can just post. It's just the admins that can post. The community page, when you have a community page on Facebook, anybody who has joined that community can post as long as it's approved and whatever the security settings are. So it is a community page. So they're probably watching the community page. Any accounts associated that is screaming about the case, you're more than likely getting watched. Any media coverage, whether it be YouTube, Vimeo, interviews, those are getting watched. And that's probably what's also upsetting them too. One of the things in the Save James case with Jeff, multiple times has the judges, Judge Kim Cooks, Judge Mary Brown, and then Judge Mark A. Juhas of in Los Angeles, has all tried to tell Jeff to shut up. And he has rightfully told him, F you, First Amendment right, and then what they've done is they try to come after the page, they've tried to come after the Get Set Go. So I imagine there's a lot of stuff going on. There's some court filings that we're probably never going to see in regards to this case, and rightfully so. Not everything needs to be out there. Now as far as a GoFundMe, oh wait, donate button. There is, and it looks like it's still going. Okay, so you have 35,579 raised out of 150,000. So I'm gonna post this in the description below as well, so you guys don't have to dig through the site. That doesn't look to be, wow. Thank you all who donated. We reached 10,000, but have a long way to go to help the Parkers with legal fees. A justice for Jamey rally will be held on Wednesday, October 2nd. Oh, that's in the past. Beneficiary Theresa Lynn Parker. Is that the lawyer? Is that the defense lawyer? If that's, man, like I said, yeah. I was scrolling through Facebook when I saw this, so I'm gonna also post the site and the link in the description. Go through it, read it. Like I said, because of the stuff I've seen and because of more and more what's getting exposed, just about our court system overall, and it's a hit miss, a swing, or whatnot. This does not surprise me. I'm angry because this is another father wrongfully jailed. It does not surprise me with what is going on in our country in regards to men and women and how it is about now power, favor, money. If you think anything is left untaken, you're kidding yourself. This is all over the place. And this has been going on for about what seems to be 4 to 5 years now. Like, that's terrifying. That because the ex-wife is a divorce attorney, the court system literally turned their spears, gun, whatever iteration of a weapon you want to put in there, and went, okay, we'll make this guy go away for you. Even though it was your fault, you kind of slept around and you're now brought in your hole of a guy. We'll make him go away for you. So, yeah, this is anyway. I'm going to end up here before I say something else. But no, check it out. Spread the story around. I'm sure there's more and more stories out there that haven't broken through the surface. So, I mean, you look at the comment section of stuff with Save James, any father's rights movement pages, anything like that, you'll see comments, oh, well, this happened to me, or I'm dealing with this, or I was accused of sexual abuse. I mean, a lot of fathers out there. And there's some mothers thrown in the mix, too. There was one comment where I saw one mom saying that her mom, the children's grandmother, had custody of them for some odd reason. And some grandparents are absolutely vile, too. Well, they will try to snatch their grandchildren from their children. It's kind of messed up. Anyway, though, with that being said, you guys have a good one. Please share the story around. Links are going to be in the description below. This is not monetized, as any videos like this really aren't, for the most part. With that being said, I hope you guys have somewhat of a good day or night after reading this. Again, this is not easy stuff to go through, but I felt like I needed to say something after taking a little bit and going through it. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.